What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the Heat Report. Welcome back to a brand new video on this channel where we talk all things Miami Heat basketball. In today's video, we're going to be talking about something I wanted to talk about for a while now, and that is the glaring issue that we have to fix of adding athletic bodies to this roster. Now, before we even get into it, make sure y'all drop a like, subscribe, comment down below. Y'all know the drill, man. Y'all been killing it for the past however many videos. We're very close to 700 subscribers, so let's get there as quick as we can to build this community up on this channel. You guys are the best, man. So yep, do what you guys have always been doing. Drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new, comment down below, turn those notifications on so you guys will not miss a single video on this channel. And let's get right into it. So this video was inspired by me looking at a lot of people's opinions on Twitter, and a lot of people are saying we should Al Horford. They're mentioning Al Horford as a name that we should try to trade for. Now, Al Horford is a guy that I think he's had a great career. He was a multiple-time All-Star. He was third overall pick coming out of Florida. Had a great NCAA career. I think he might have won the championship, or no, was that? I don't think that was his year. I think that was Joakim Noah and Bradley Beal's year who won the championship at Florida. But he still has had a great career, college and NBA. But I do not think he should be a guy we trade for. And this is what this video is inspired by. The Miami Heat, in my opinion, have to fix one issue, and that is getting more athletic wing players onto their team. Now, Jay Crowder and Derrick Jones Jr. were two athletic wing players. Derrick Jones Jr. way more than Jay Crowder, but Jay Crowder was still a guy who was, he wasn't like jumping out the gym, but he was athletic enough on defense to switch multiple positions to guard point guards. He could guard 1 through 5. Sometimes he could, bang down low with post players. And I think we really missed that this year. That's not the, main reason we did not perform as well as we did last year, but that was definitely a contributing factor, especially because Trevor Ariza is a guy that, is getting up there in age and is losing some of that mobility. He's a guy who is a very high IQ player. He can guard players, really well, but he's not really strong enough. He's not really built enough to guard the physically gifted players. Like when you put him on Giannis, Giannis was having his way. When we put him on Brook Lopez was having his way. So yeah, Trevor Ariza, I thought was a good pickup, but he really wasn't adept enough to defend bigger players because he did not have the body build or the athletic ability to keep up with them or anything like that. So I think what we have to fix in this offseason is to get some more athletic bodies on the roster. I think Derrick Jones Jr., even though he did not really play that much in the playoffs, I remember in Game 2 or Game 3 of the Bucks series last year, we just put him out there and he just got like 3 blocks or 4 blocks. He played some great defense on Giannis when we had some foul trouble going on. So it's always useful to have players like this. Al Horford, I think, has had a great career, but why would you trade for Al Horford? He's getting up there in age. I don't know how old he is right now, but he's definitely, closer to that 35-year-old mark. He's probably 35 already. He is not really, the same player he was. He's always going to have his IQ. He's a very smart defender. He's one of the smartest players. He is actually 35. I just looked it up. He's 35 years old. He can space the floor, but do you really want to trade for a guy that's going to make our team so much slower? Like, our team in pace is already as slow as it is. Al Horford is going to make our team ridiculously slower. And at this point, he's not a power forward. He's going to have to play center. You think Al Horford can guard Joel Embiid? I'm not sure at this point in his career he can. I think what the Miami Heat have to stop doing, they've done this for a long time. I keep mentioning this term, temporary solutions. That's what the Miami Heat love. They love a temporary solution. They love mid-season trading for a guy that can help them for one season or, half a season and then letting him go. That's not what we need. I've been saying it for the longest time. In the front court, we need a guy that we can put alongside Bam and say, listen, you and Bam are going to be our front court for the next 2-3 years. Because like I mentioned before on this channel, Bam Adebayo has had 4 to 5 different front court players that he's had to share the court with every time since he's been in the starting lineup. So since he was a full-time starter, which was last year, he's had he started off with Myers Leonard, Then he went to Jay Crowder. Then he went to Mo Harkless. Then he went to Kelly Olynyk, and now he just finished with Trevor Ariza as his front court partner. Next year, we're definitely going to be bringing someone in, I think, to play the power forward position or to play the center position next to Bam, because I don't think Ariza will be on the roster next year. I think he's a free agent. If we bring him back, it's probably going to be for a mid-level exception. I don't think Ariza will start if we bring him back either. So assume that we're going to have 6 players in 2 seasons that are starting next to Bam. How is Bam supposed to develop any sort of chemistry, any sort of understanding? Like they're really, really, really good teams. They have consistency. Like obviously, unless you're trading for like a superstar player or something like that, you're gonna have consistency around them. You're gonna have the similar guys, right? So I think that we have to find a guy to play alongside Bam for the foreseeable future. And for the next 2-3 years, we gotta bring a guy in that can play next to Bam, and be Bam's partner in that front court. And I don't think Al Horford does that. I think he's way too old for our liking to start, with the Lakers, the Nets, the 76ers, whoever else, like any contenders like the Clippers. Would they start Al Horford? I don't think they would. So why are we bringing in Al Horford to start? He could come off the bench and be a center, but we're already talking about bringing Dwayne Dedmon back, so that makes no sense to me. Bringing in Al Horford, obviously it's a cool short-term thing, but you're gonna have to give up some assets. You're gonna have to give up some picks, but Al Horford, I don't think is worth that. I don't think it's worth anything, to be honest. I think Al Horford is a good player, but I don't think he's a guy that we need. So I would stray away from Al Horford. Some guys we could pick up in free agency that are, athletic wing players like James Johnson. Maybe bring him back. I thought he fit really well on our team. Not as a starter, but probably as a bench piece. As a starter, there's not really much out here. Norman Powell is an athletic wing, I guess, but he's like 6'3". Justice Winslow, we could bring him back. Kelly Oubre, like I already mentioned, but I don't know how Kelly Oubre or Justice Winslow would fit on this team because they're not power forwards and they can't shoot the ball. So you need an athletic guy that can shoot the ball. That's really what you need, And I mean, looking at free agency, there's not really much out here. I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's not much out here that you can trade for or that you can sign. Like I think James Johnson's probably the best guy, or John Collins is a guy that I really, really want on this team, but I don't think the Atlanta Hawks are gonna let him go for cheap, man. I think he's gonna get a max, and I don't think we have that money to pay him. So yeah, I mean, I just think we need some more athletic bodies on this team for defensive purposes and offensive purposes who can put the ball on the floor. They're not sluggish. They make the pace go a little bit, they make the pace tick a little bit so that we're not, wasting. Sometimes when we give the ball to Ariza, he's wasting 15 seconds on the shot clock before doing anything. Like we don't have to worry about that because, they're more mobile than him. So yeah, I really do think we need to fix this problem of getting some more athletic wings, man. I think we had that last year with Jay Crowder, Derrick Jones Jr. Obviously we had Jimmy. We had the defensive lineup last year was really, really good. Iguodala, who's lost some of his athleticism, but he's still a guy who can put the ball on the floor. So yeah, I think that we have to solve this problem as fast as we can. We're gonna have to trade for someone though, because looking in free agency, there's not really much out here. There's not much out here at all. You can get like a DeMar DeRozan, but where is he gonna play? You can get, he got to be able to shoot the ball as well. Otto Porter wouldn't be bad. He probably wouldn't be bad, to be honest. He can shoot the ball. He's not, a slouch on defense. He's not jumping out the gym, but he gets the job done on the offensive end. Paul Millsap maybe, but he's already 36. Derrick Jones Jr. has a player option that he's probably going to accept. Yeah, there's some names out here, but I don't think there's like anything that's stand out. So we're probably gonna have to trade for someone to play alongside Bam, that 4-5 spot. I love John Collins. I'm super infatuated with John Collins on this team, but I really don't think we're gonna be able to get him. Miles Turner, a lot of Heat fans like Miles Turner. I really want Miles Turner. If we can do a deal somehow to get Miles Turner and Malcolm Brogdon on this team, The Pacers have already fired their coach. They're probably going in a different direction. They have to blow it up, man. I don't think the Pacers, it's cool being a playoff team, but what's the value if you're just going to get bounced in the first round every year? Like, that's what the Pacers have been doing for the past how many every years, and this year didn't even make the first round. So the Pacers are going to have to do something. I think trading for a guy like Miles Turner or trading for a guy like Malcolm Brogdon, maybe even both, that would be a really good fit, a really good package. I saw a trade from Bleacher Report that had Miles Turner that had Malcolm Brogdon and TJ Warren as two pieces that the Heat would trade for, but remove TJ Warren and put Miles Turner in there. I think we got a nice package there. I think Miles Turner can play with Bam. You put Malcolm Brogdon at that point guard position. He can facilitate. He can score at 3 levels. He's a very good defender. That would be the perfect match made in heaven, I think. And I think that would be a realistic option. Everyone's talking about Kawhi and Dame, and I mean, yeah, those are cool. But first of all, we don't even know if Damian Lillard wants out of Portland. Second of all, Kawhi Leonard, I think the Clippers will win the series. They're down 2-1 right now, but I think they'll win the series. And if they make it to the conference finals, I think he's staying in LA. That's his home. Kyle Lowry is cool. I think Kyle Lowry would be like a guy that, would help our team. But I read something that he's going to want 25 to 30 million. You want to pay Kyle Lowry that much? I don't know. That's going to be a lot of money for a guy who's already 35. Like the Heat have to stop getting these guys that are, on the verge of their careers ending or blah, 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 and paying them boatloads of money. Like Kyle Lowry, I would love if we signed Kyle Lowry, but not for 30 million, man. Come on. Like, there's no way we should be paying this man 30 million. As far as Oladipo is concerned, I'm in the camp of giving him another, year, just to like a test year, like a trial. We don't really see much of him, but I want to see what Oladipo has left. Unless a team gives him a bag, I'm not opposed to bringing him back. Some other guys in free agency we could target. Will Barton has a player option of 13 million. If he declines that, he could be a guy we try to get. He's an athletic wing player who can shoot the ball. He fits the profile of player that we need, but he's only a guard though. He's not a small forward or anything like that. I would love Alonzo Ball on this team. He's declining. I mean, he's on a restricted free agent. He's a restricted free agent right now. The Pelicans, I don't think are going to bring him back because they were talking about shopping him at the deadline itself, and they're saying that he doesn't want to be there. So Lonzo Ball could be a guy we trade for. I mean, we sign in free agency if we throw him an offer. But yeah, coming back to athletic wing players, we got to fix this problem because we don't really have enough on this team. We have a lot of old guys who are really past their primes, like Iguodala, Ariza, like even like Mo Harkless last year, like whoever else we got, like they were not really the answer. It's cool to have them off the bench, like utility players. Like the Bucks have PJ Tucker off the bench or whatever. That's cool. You can have PJ Tucker off the bench. I'm not too fussed about if they're coming off the bench, which is why I'm not really mentioning Andre. But Trevor Ariza starting on a championship team at this age is not really it. It's not. So the Heat have to fix this athleticism issue. If I'm looking at more guys here, Richaun Holmes is a very talented player, but he can't really shoot the ball. Lauri Markkanen on the opposite side is a extremely good shooter, but cannot really play defense. He's not athletic, but I do think that he would fall into what I said about Porzingis. Like they're very similar players, but I think Markkanen will probably be a little harder to get because he is restricted. The Bulls might match a lot. But we still have to take care of what we have, like Kendrick Nunn, Duncan Robinson. We got to figure out what we do with them. Goran Dragic, I think that Goran Dragic or Iguodala, I think one of those two is going to be used in a sign and trade deal, because we're probably going to pick up their team options and use them in a sign and trade deal, or we're probably going to restructure their team options and bring them back for another year. But we have to get younger. We have to get more athletic. This team is built on that. Even in the LeBron days, like it was cool having like a player like Shane Battier to come off the bench, or like whoever it was. But you gotta have some athleticism, man. You gotta have some some grit, some toughness. Like if you look at the Suns right now, this is why I love the Suns. Like I made a video on my second channel a while ago talking about why the Suns are the most dangerous team in the West, and I mean, I don't really think anyone else predicted it. I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but I love the Suns' wings, man. Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges, Jay Crowder. These guys are dogs. These guys are athletic wing players. These guys are, you know, mobile defensively, can switch anything, will guard anyone, can hit threes. They're the prototypical 3-and-D players, right? And if we can get someone like that, someone in that same mold, if we can get one to start alongside Bam, or if we get someone in the mold of a Miles Turner or a John Collins to play stretch 5 or stretch 4, who is bigger and, you know, who can protect the rim, maybe, I think that could also be a great idea too. But we cannot come back with Trevor Ariza as our starting power forward. It's just not going to work out. We got to either get younger and athletic, or we got to get, you know, a guy who can be, you know, a big body down low, protect the rim, and stretch the floor. Those are the two molds of players we need at that power forward / center position. So hopefully we address that, man. I really wanted to do this video because I wanted to talk about our need for these athletic players on the roster, 3-level scorers, all that good stuff. But I think, you know, everyone knows that we need a guy who can, you know, put the ball in the bucket. You know, we all need it. We all know that we need that. We all know we need defense at the guard position, but I don't think anyone's talking about the guy playing alongside Bam. I don't think anyone's talking about replacing Ariza or replacing Crowder, or finding a permanent guy to play alongside Bam Adebayo who can shoot the ball and who can put the ball on the floor, who's athletic, who can guard anyone. That's a guy we need. You know, I don't know who's out there, but that's the type of player we need. And hopefully we get that. But I'll see y'all later as always, man. Make sure y'all drop a like, subscribe, and comment down below. If you guys are new, yeah, hit that subscribe button as always, man. We're very close to 700 subs. Hit that notification button, turn that on so y'all do not miss any videos on this channel. I'll see y'all later as always, man. Peace.